Hello and welcome, my name is Henry and this is my video blog I Wonder. In this episode I'm gonna show you some of my favorite spots in Tbilisi, Georgia. Let's start. Tbilisi is a small, beautiful city lying in between the mountains. I'm saying small compared to other big European cities, but actually it is the biggest city in Georgia. Tbilisi is located on the Silk Road, which means it was influenced by many different cultures through history. That's why the city has a lot of very different and beautiful architectural styles. Food and culture were also influenced by many different cultures, and the market in Tbilisi is a very big and beautiful, colorful place. You can find a big variety of food, meat, fruit, clothes, and whatever you can imagine. This market is called Dezerter Bazaar, and it is near the National Stadium and Station Square, which is the main station of Tbilisi. Unlike modern markets around the world, which you can have many places to have a beer, to sit for coffee, or to have a modern restaurant, this market is dedicated almost only to buying and selling stuff. You can get amazing fruits, amazing fish, it's very busy, and it's very authentic. The music in the background is Georgian traditional music, and I hope it gives you a bit of the vibe of Georgia. Tbilisi now is the capital of Georgia, but it wasn't always. Before Tbilisi, the city of Meskheta, which is not that far from Tbilisi, was the capital. The legend says that the king Vachteng, I hope I'm pronouncing his name correctly, went to hunt with his hawk. The hawk catched a pigeon in the air, and the hawk and the pigeon fell into a hot spring that was in the forest. When the king got to the hawk, the pigeon and the hawk was dead and cooked, and the king got so excited about the warm water, he decided to build a city around it. The city was called Tbilisi, which means warmish water in Georgian. For those reasons, and because Tbilisi is easy to protect because of its mountains surrounding it, it quickly became the most important city and the capital of Georgia. And more about protection, here you can see a typical yard in Tbilisi that has only one entrance, and of course that also helps to protect the people living in it. Tbilisi is a mixture of amazing nature views and a very crowded city. We see the Sea of Tbilisi, which is not really a sea, it is a freshwater lake built by the Soviets so they can land plane near the city. Those impressive structures are called the Chronicles of Georgia. They're really near the Sea of Tbilisi. They were built back in 1985, but they were never actually completed. They're very beautiful. I really recommend you to go watch them. Of course, I will put in the video description the location. This square is called the Freedom Square. It is the main square of Tbilisi, and that's me eating a bakery, which is very delicious and filled with chopped meat. And we are moving on as well. Here you can see one of the passages, underground passages under the main street of Rustaveli. Rustaveli is the main avenue that goes all the way from the Freedom Square to Rustaveli metro station, which is up north. The underground passages are very common, and in some of them you can find a lot of merchants and bakeries. I guess this is also a way to avoid traffic and to keep warmth through the cold winter. I've noticed many bars and restaurants in Tbilisi are located underground. I guess it's also because of the warmth, but it seems the Georgian culture is more shy and indoor. The incredible building we just jumped into is called the Cathedral of Samba. Samba in Georgian means the trio. It was built between 1995 and 2004, and it is the biggest religious structure in Georgia. Visiting this place really gave me the chill, even though I'm not a religious person, but the structure itself is really enormous and impressive. The cathedral is in the neighborhood of Avlabari, which is on the other side of the river from the old city. The river is called Metkvari in Georgian or Kora in Russian. and it goes all the way from Turkey through Georgia to Azerbaijan. Most ancient area of Tbilisi is called Abano Tobeni, which means the area of the bath, because it has the hot springs and the sulfur bath. I really recommend you to go. There are some public baths or some private baths you can rent for yourself and your friends. It's quite cheap. The public baths are separated for men and women and are usually nude bathing. The sulfur baths are considered to be very healing and good for your skin. This cute market is near the Cathedral of Samba we just saw. As you can see, fruits and vegetables and in general food and water in Georgia are very good. A cute story I heard says that during the time that God gave away all the countries to the different nations, the Georgian people didn't stand in line. Instead, they were having a party like they like to do. Georgian legend says that while God was giving away the countries in the beginning of time, the Georgian people didn't stand in line and instead they went to have a party like they like to do. By the time they woke up and went to God, it was already too late and God said, "I'm sorry guys, I gave away all the countries." So they said, "Okay God, at least come have a party with us like we like to do." So God came and they have the most amazing party. And after the party, God says, "Okay guys, I saved myself the best country in the world, but you gave me an amazing party so you can have the country instead of me." And gave them Georgia. And it is true, Georgia is a very nice and beautiful country and very religious. If you are into tourist attractions, you can take a boat cruise on the river. You can also take an air balloon to watch the view of the city. And you can take them both from near the Meidan Bazar. But this is not Meidan Bazar, this is Station Square Bazaar. It is under the Dezerter Bazaar and it's a huge maze with second-handed clothes and stuff. It's a huge place and you can get lost for hours and it's very, very cheap. And underground, as I said. Georgian people love underground places. To move around the city, you can either use the taxi apps of Yango or Bolt. It's quite cheap. You can take a bus, a metro, and there is the public scooters you can rent. On top of the hill lies the Narikala Fortress. It is very ancient and from there you can see the view of Tbilisi. It lies above the neighborhood of Abano Tabani, the most ancient neighborhood of Tbilisi, the neighborhood with the hot springs. During most of the winter months, Tbilisi is dry and cold. In the spring, it rains quite a lot, and in the summer, it's very overall hot. Tbilisi is an amazing city, a great mixture between all the new, many different architecture style, amazing food, good people, and the most important, very, very welcoming people. If you wish to know more about Tbilisi and Georgia, please subscribe to my channel and watch the playlist called Georgia. Thank you very much for watching. See you on my next video, guys. Tbilisi is waiting for you. Bye.